This journey will guide inside the ride where we fly. Virtual roads touch the sky. Join us here, don't be shy. Inside the ride, yeah, we hide.
Welcome to Inside the Ride by MyWhoosh. I am here in the MyWhoosh studio in the UAE, and of course, co-host is with me, Matt Smithson. Matt, it's an exciting day.
It's a very exciting day, mate. Very exciting. I'll let you take it away.
Well, we're joined today by none other than the legend himself, Tadej Pogačar. Tadej, welcome to the studio.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Yeah.
No, I really appreciate you taking the time to come and speak to us today here at the MyWhoosh HQ in the UAE. I guess this is a bit of an off-season trip for you right now.
Yeah, we've come here for this kind of things, no? For podcasting with amazing companies and just going around to ride a bike with the fans also.
Right, but it's been a phenomenal 2024, right? It topped off in Zurich with those world champs. We were there, Matt, to watch that, and we watched it on a little screen actually on the MyWhoosh booth. We weren't quite there for the finish line, but what an amazing race, right?
Yeah, I think it was one of the best races I ever done. So for me, it was also incredible. So yeah, all the season was crazy.
Tell us it. You're going up that climb last time. You get over the top. You've had 50 seconds all day. Well, for the last 90K, and you see the board and it's 32, 33 seconds. What goes through your head at that point? Do you go, I've still got this? There's something here, or is everything just whatever's left?
Yeah, I was worried more one lap before, I think, because I come to the top of the climb of the second last lap, and I ask the car come next to me, the DS, no, the coach. I ask how many laps is still to go, if it's one or two, no, and I was really hoping he says just one, and that was a relief. And then I start to see a bit cross-tight already, but I knew that if I have good margin on the top of the long last climb in the last lap, that I can do it. There's still a chance they catch you, once I hit like 10K to go, I was more relaxed, but still I was not sure until the last kilometer.
Wow. Yeah, it must. For us sitting at home, we think these guys have got this under control. You think that, they know what they're doing. And to hear that you're like, oh, this is touch and go even for me. Like, we were there the day before for the under 23s watching that, and we saw Jan Christian, and he's off the front, and he's got this big gap, and it's like, please tell me Tadej hasn't done the same thing. Is going to get caught here.
Yes, that was for sure after everybody watches under 23 race and all other races, women race, junior race, because just to get prepared. So everybody on the start line there was thinking just nobody wants to do Jan Christian. Sorry, Jan. But he did an amazing ride. He was probably the strongest rider in the race, right. But then this move just made everybody scared for the next day, so everybody was hoping to wait for the last lap, but the race exploded. So
exploded for one reason.
Yeah, I mean one lap before the strong group went with Jay Wine attacking first, and followed by a really strong group of riders, so this was a little bit, not the best situation. Luckily, I had Jan Tratnik there, so
perfect.
That was in the end was perfect. Yeah, but at the moment I was thinking, maybe this is not the best move. Like 20 or something rider in the front that all of them can maybe win. Yeah. So it was.
It's awesome to see that you did that. Now the question everyone wants to know now for this season. Are we going with black nicks or are we going with white nicks?
Nicks as the shoes.
Shorts.
So I raced 2 races with the World Champs kit, and Emilia was full rain, so I had to go with the black pants. In the rain, there's no chance for white pants. And Lombardy, luckily the weather was good, but I think only if I'm lean, I sort of look good. Yeah. Otherwise, white pants makes you look a bit bigger.
So. Have you ever worn white necks?
I've worn it once, and let's just say no one's ever going to ride with me again in that. Look, with my pants and our team kit, the MyWhoosh on my backside, it's printed half the size of yours, but it actually looks
Bigger.
twice the size of what your one does. In fact, this morning we were out riding, and there was a little bit of chirping coming from our co-host here around the size of it. But we're moving right along and talking about white nicks and when not to wear them. We're talking about some of the highlights of the year for us, and we want to get into your view on bikes and racing and all that sort of stuff. But we all sit at home and we all compare as old men and bike riders and new to the sport and ladies and go, I could do that. I can hang on with Tadej for 5 minutes of that climb. I can just, none of us can do it, right? But we always sit around and that's what we do. And the one part I always thought that I could still do at nearly 50 years of age was hang on a descent, right? I'm like, I can descend with these guys. Stage 4-2 of this year. You go over the top, you've got 5 or 6 seconds. Jonas behind you. It's damp. Galibier, I think it was. It's damp. And it was the first time in my life I've gone, I couldn't do this for 50 metres. Like, I was petrified watching that.
Yeah.
Tell us what, like, you're doing that, and it's damp at the top. It's slippery. What goes through your head? How do you do this?
Well, first I knew that the guys in the back are also good descenders. Jonas can descend super well. So I was a bit under pressure to make a bigger gap. And I knew the descent. So I was a bit more comfortable with it, but there was some wet corners. But yeah, it was one of the hardest descents I ever done because there's so many switchbacks as well. So out of every switchback, I basically sprinted all out now. So the effort after 20 minutes of descending was also quite big. It was not when you just descend and do the technical part here was also like a lot of sprinting. So
and you're coming into a corner, you're 80k an hour, you know the road, but are you thinking I need to put the bike exactly there, I need to have faith in this? Do you ever just grab that front lever and just go, I hope there's something here in case? Like how do you're descending there for 20-25 minutes, how do you focus? What's the thought process each corner?
I mean, I enjoy descending. I think that helps. Since I was a kid, I like to go up, but 10 times rather go down. So I think that's why I'm not worried about the descents. Of course, I'm not close to the best of descenders in the World Tour, but you need to be focused. You need to take good lines. You need to have occupied mind with that, so you cannot just relax and enjoy. You all still need to, I still need to think where I need to go and which line is gonna be the fastest out of the corner. So yeah.
On that stage 4, the finish was quite close to the foot of the climb, if I remember rightly. Was there any planning in going that hard on the descent to that break, or was it just spur of the moment?
Well, in my original plan, I wanted to go earlier on the climb, but then I attacked only 1 kilometer to the top, so the gaps were not so big as I would hope. No, but so then even to get 10-second gap or 20-second gap, I knew that I need to go all out downhill. So but for everybody it's the same. Everybody need to go all out, and more you're tired, the slower you will go on the descent, because you don't maybe you don't have the same capabilities of taking the good lines. You don't see clear well, and if you're super tired. No.
Yeah. So just think about the technology aspects then, because we're both nerdy cyclists, right? And we love the tech. We can't ride them that fast, but we love the tech. You've got more bikes than anybody. Yeah. Probably not as many as Tadej, actually, but that's a question for men. Actually, while we're on that subject, we did want to ask about the bikes, because obviously you've had the pink Colnago this year, you've had the yellow Colnago, you had that really special Colnago for the Worlds. You would think, are they resprayed, or are they like bespoke, custom for each event, or?
Yeah, they're custom. For Giro Tour, I don't know. I never asked, but maybe they have. Last few years, maybe they have already prepared them, but normally they paint in the factory of in Milan the last day, if
Wow.
Yeah.
if they know, no. And for World Championships was the design was going on already since I think after Giro, so quite long time to
And
design.
did you have a bit of input in that design?
A little bit, yes,
Yeah.
a little bit. At first I didn't like it, the prototype when they showed me, but then in reality it showed much better. Was really beautiful in the end.
And so for me with bikes, I have one bike that I always like. It feels like my bike, right? With changing bikes so often, like I'm sure you've got a couple of training bikes, a couple of race bikes, however that works. Are they all, are you someone that they're all just the same, or do they feel different? Like, what, have you got a favourite one?
Yeah, cyclists are quite obsessed with being millimeter exact, no? With the saddle, with the cleats, everything needs to be always perfect. The way you had the old shoes need to be the same. The saddle need to be the same. But I always say if you change often the shoes, the saddle, the bike, then all those for sure. Not every time is gonna be the same. 1 millimeter on off maybe, or 0.5% or something angle on the seat's gonna be different. So if you change often you will not notice as much as if you ride the same bike for all year and then change the bike
Okay.
at
So
one point.
I think that statement you've made there is better than any of the races you've won or anything all year for our viewers. And I'll tell you why. You've just given all of us an excuse to go and buy more and more and more bikes.
Why not?
So the more bikes we have, the more they can, I can't get used to one. I have to tell my wife now, I'm sorry, I've got used to this one
Yeah.
now. Tadej has said we need to get used to different bikes. So
Because
Fa-
if you ride the bike for 2-3 years at home, the same bike, and then something's wrong with the bike, you need to change, and then maybe you will not be happy for another year or something to find the exact position.
exactly. I'm going to write that down.
So you're not one of those riders, Andy, who can sort of immediately detect if it's not exactly, because we've got a guy upstairs. He's constantly moving his saddle up and down. He's stopping every 10 minutes to do that. But
I know if it's different than the bike that I have at home, but sometimes if it's not a big change, I leave it.
Excellent.
If it doesn't bother me.
you're obviously quite a bit younger than us, but I think you know, was it the C60 or the C64 that you were in when you first started racing, right? So rim brakes, narrower tires. How have you? What do you think of those changes? You know, have they made it safer? Because we're getting faster as well.
Yeah, but I never rode C60 or C64 or C68, only gravel. But I rode V2 RS, then V3 RS, and now V4 RS. The difference is quite big. The V3 RS was also rim brake and disc brakes, but I must say that at first I was not happy with the disc brakes. I was not fan when they come out. I was against, but I think if you compare disc brakes now and 5 years ago, there's a big difference. Now I'm all for it. Rim brakes are just for looks nice maybe. It's for maybe to go to coffee shop or something, but to go downhill, especially in the rain, disc brakes for sure much better.
Yeah. For me, the big change is the disc brake is awesome, but it's the better wheel that can now be built because of it. So it's wider, we can run the lower pressures, we can do all of that type of stuff. And I don't know whether you're on 28s, 30s, whatever it is these days, but just the grip that we have today.
Oh, the wheels are much better because of this. The rims are much wider. Then you put wider tires. They're faster as well. It's just a lot of benefits. We have Envy wheels. They're really thick. We can put 30 millimeter tires on, and honestly, I prefer than old tubulars with 25.
Yeah, for sure. I can. Yeah, it's a huge difference. Yeah. It's great. Look, we could talk about bikes all day and the shorter cranks you're on and all of that stuff. But let's get into some of the stuff that I think people want to hear about off the bike. Let's talk about. Tell us about the off season. What's the off season to Tadej? Is it I miss riding my bike? Is it I can't wait to have a break? Is it out with friends? Is it playing computer games? What happens in that period?
So I can talk about this off season. So my off season started after Lombardy. The first day of off season, I had to do some media stuff, some sponsor stuff. So full day of running around in Italy, but still having good time. Then this week before coming here to UAE, I was still riding a bike a little bit on the nice weather with Urshka, having good coffee, cakes, whatever. Did some running.
Yeah.
Now here in UAE we do a bit sponsor activities again, a little bit of riding, not too much, having fun with the guys, team building, and then I go to proper vacation with Urshka after the UAE camp, and then 1 week of completely relaxing. We come back, we restart to be active again, go to Slovenia, meet the family, friends, all this stuff, ceremonies, awards, all this kind of stuff if I can fit. And then December is already training camp, so yeah, after the training camp there's a little bit of window where you can still go to the family, friends for Christmas, New Year, and enjoy that time, but you already need to be on the bike.
Starting to prepare again.
Yeah.
And talking about that and training partners, and that time of year you get to ride with some different people, and we know you train with Michael Matthews. We see lots of things out there with Michael.
Yeah.
He obviously lives nearby, but then we hear about some of the numbers you have to train at. And is it like boxing? Do we bring someone to spar in every hour? Like, how does someone ride with you for those long hours?
Yeah, that's why not many people want to ride with me.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Or I don't want to ride with them, no.
Yeah.
Because obviously everybody's training different. So, Blink, Michael Matthews, he likes the way I train. I like the way he's training. So a lot of times we go together.
Yep.
For coffee, easy rides. There's always more people if there's the same timing of that day. Always you find a nice group.
So you've obviously got plenty of friends in the peloton. We'll take Michael or Bling for this one. So you're coming into the finish of a race. You're 5 or 6K from the finish, and there's a group. There's 30, 40 of you left, and Michael comes up on the outside. He wants to get in. Do you let him in, or is it we're not friends anymore? We need to get through this. How does it work out there?
5Ks to go. If I'm on my teammate's wheel, I don't let him in.
Okay. Yep.
If I'm not on the teammate's wheel and I'm on his teammate's wheel, I definitely let him in and anybody else.
Yep.
But if I'm on my teammate's wheel, no more,
no favours.
No,
we're not
no,
friends.
no.
We're racing to the end.
Nothing.
There's not time for that anymore.
No.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. So you've do a bit of training with Carlos Sainz. We've seen the F1 driver. Yeah. They obviously all ride a bit. I know a few of the superbike guys from back in the day, and they all ride. It's a real crossover, that motorsport.
Yeah, I think it's getting more and more popular in F1, in MotoGP as well, to ride a bike. I think they see in this also a benefit because, they have amazing reflexes, strength to drive this car, all the G-forces they need to deal with. But also so much adrenaline, their heart rate is high, so I think it helps them to ride a bike. And Carlos Sainz started this year to ride a bike, and I think he fall in love with cycling, so we go sometimes together.
Are you going to get in his car one day?
I hope so. Maybe not to drive.
Jay Vine's a car guy. We saw I interviewed Jay. Are you a car guy? Are you into?
Yeah. I like cars. Yeah. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
I mean,
sure.
My mom doesn't, but I do.
Anything special in the garage?
I have my Audi that serves me well for 5 years now, RS4. I call it now working car. I don't want to change. Maybe it would be time, but and then I have also a Porsche GT3 RS from 2019, and I love it. Yeah, it was my dream car. I mean, my dream car was Porsche, but I went for a good one, so I'm more than happy, satisfied.
I can understand that. I can certainly understand that.
Talking about cars and those drivers, we know a lot of those drivers. They play a lot of games off season. They do a lot of the simulation as well, right? The F1 simulation. What about you guys, the riders? Is there like, what's the go-to game that you guys are playing?
Yeah, for sure not Pro Cycling Manager. Don't want to play myself attacking on a computer or whatever. Or but no, I enjoy in training camp. We play a lot FIFA when we have time with the guys. We even make tournament last year, and I enjoy good game of FIFA, Call of Duty or something.
Is there anyone out there in the peloton that's like really good at this stuff? Is there?
Yeah, our teammate Rui and Ivo Oliveira, they're really good at FIFA.
Two of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. I
definitely.
Yeah, I looked after them at the Wollongong World Championships for the Portugal team,
yes.
Just the nicest guys.
They are so good.
Yeah, I can imagine they'd be awesome teammates. Talking about MyWhoosh and some of the really cool stuff we do here, I think a couple of questions and a couple of things that we've got sort of planned up, Si.
Yeah, I look after the workouts here, right, and the live workouts, and I'm also, as I keep saying, we're both middle-aged men who are not riding so much now. We don't have the time to ride so much. You know, you were out there for hours for those worlds, and you're training full-time as an athlete. If you were a regular guy like me or Matt or many of the community members out there, and let's say you had 5 hours a week, what would you do? What would you suggest if we were to write the Tadej workouts based on 3 hours, 3 workouts a week? What would you think we should be doing?
So I have 3 hours for 1 week.
Yeah, 3 to 5, let's say.
Okay, yeah, for sure I would split those 3 or 5 hours into 3 or 4 days of training, and I would keep short intensities but really high, maybe some explosive stuff and some VO2 max, because if you don't have a lot of time, this is what how you can gain as much as possible, and then next day you recover, and then second day you go again. And maybe to spice things up, I would sometimes here and there I would go for some challenge, like FTP test or something, just to keep it fun.
So what we might have to do here, so you might have to be in contact here, and we put something together for the viewers and the users, and we'll get that short-term Tadej training plan.
I think we've got a few train like Tadej workouts in there, but we need to make some notes and get those workouts created, so that'd be awesome. But I know, talking about creating things, you've also got something you want to speak to Tadej about, right? I
do. So I'm really lucky in the game. We've got 9 different worlds. We've got things all over the world for MyWhoosh, as you know. I've got a slot next year where I need to come up with a new world. Now I'm sitting here and I'm thinking we need to do Tadej Land, Tadej World. I don't know what we'll call that. What do we put in that? What's you've got? We've got 60, 70 kilometres we can put in. Do we take some pieces from all around the world? Do we have one particular area? How does Tadej design that world?
Maybe it would not be fair to have just one area of the world, but mainly if you need 60, 70k, I would take most from Europe. I would start in Slovenia, maybe. We have a really diverse countryside and climbs and crazy nice landscape.
Yep.
But there would be climbing. There's even one climb in Slovenia where you have cobbles on the hairpins, so it's really beautiful and super nice. But then maybe where I train a lot in Côte d'Azur with climbs with the sea, when like the views are amazing. Now you're climbing for 30 minutes and you're just watching down the sea, and you see Monaco, Nice, and it's really beautiful. What else we could put? I don't know.
Is there a finish to a race, that last few kilometres that you go through in your mind that you visualise for next season, or is there something like that we can put in?
I think Siena is one of the nicest finish in Strade Bianche.
Okay.
Like you reach Siena last kilometer, a wall on cobbles, then through these small streets. Would be
It's going to be a punchy short climb.
Yeah,
that
it's going to
one.
be a tough one. This
Some
one.
of those white roads early on as well would be nice. I
Yeah.
reckon.
yeah, some gravel.
Yeah. So I think we're going to try to plan this one out over the next little while. So we're going to get, I think, a Tadej Land World,
Well,
something like that.
I want to ask a cheeky
out
question
there.
about that as well. Do
Yeah.
we put any cobbles in there, maybe Roubaix-esque?
Yeah, maybe Arnberg Forest would be iconic, no, to come in.
We'll have to get it.
on the-
Yeah, we'll have to have a look at that. See if we can get it
You
exactly.
could make it even more like, it's already scary, but you can make it even more scary on the computer, no?
Yeah, we
That's
can make
true.
try to get the vibrations
Yeah.
and everything. I've not been and seen it, but I've heard from some people that it's just
It's horrible.
it's horrible. That
Yeah.
like you've
I did
obviously seen
200
it.
meters.
Yeah, yeah. It's
But didn't they change the run into it this year as well?
yeah.
Yeah,
something
if I remember
they
rightly.
slow it down or something.
Yeah, but they went still fast over it.
Yeah,
It's just the impact of the first cobbles, I think, because they arrived there with 60, 65 or 70 per hour, no, like sprinting. And back in the day, I mean, still now, some wheels just don't handle, the tubeless don't handle, and you break wheels, you crash, and it's not nice. It's pretty nasty.
No,
So I think
we-
the running now is more
yeah, slow it down.
human.
Yeah, we're talking a bit about it, how it's changed over the years, and you watch back in the day when you know we were your age, and it felt like people rode through the cobbles, right? It was just such a battle. There was all these bizarre bikes with rock shocks and all this. It was super cool every year. It was what are we doing for the classics, not just for Roubaix. And now it's like people are just flying over the top of these things. It's like there's no backing off. It's literally a sprint through every section, every cobbled race
It's
in the world.
the first memory I've got is like when Cancellara first, you know, when he went and he was like gliding, and the difference in speed that there seems to be able to generate now over the cobbles compared to some of the older footage just looks phenomenal.
It's
Just down to
crazy.
the kit.
I think it's I think a lot is on the tires and the wheels. Not so much. I mean the bikes also, but I think the biggest difference for the cobbles now is the wheels and tires. They're so you can adjust so well, and still can be fast. You know, before if you had like 23, 25 millimeter tire, you cannot and tubular you cannot put 3 bars inside. But now with tubeless you put 3 bars and you're still fast.
Yeah.
You're not slow, so it's good.
Yeah, we've got to try to figure out how to get that look like really hard to get through the game, I think, and get people to battle and challenge across.
But also now you're closer to Europe. We also need to get over there this year, and you can actually go and ride
Yeah.
some of the cobbles before you can start create it.
Yeah, would absolutely love to.
I just want to ask you one serious question. I just pick up on something you said before we dance. We dance before we get into the discussions about music and so on, because I know Matt, we want to talk about that. You mentioned Slovenia there as well, but obviously it's becoming a bit of a force, I think, in cycling. What's happening over there in terms of and it's an outdoor nation, right? And there's just something. There feels like there's a movement going.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but I would say time is running out almost. Yeah, there's a few of us that is like almost dominating the cycling in World Tour, and we need to. I think we all need to work on the young kids and bring up the next stars of cycling, on good riders. So now in my ex team and now Pogi team, we have 150 or even more kids from the youngest age until juniors. And before, when I was rider, we don't have maybe 1/3 or something of what is now. No? So obviously in the last few years it grew a lot. But there's always a lot of work to do also, not to bring these young kids also to a certain level to make them good.
And that's some of the best part, and I think it's why you have such a big fan base around the world. It's not just the racing and the winning. I think it's the fact that other cyclists you love riding your bike, right? And you want to see those kids love riding their bike as much as you ride your bike, because you strike me as the person that even if you're not as good as what you are today, you will still ride your bike.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And that's what I still do, right? That's what we all still do. And I believe that one of the reasons why I'm here at MyWhoosh is because I can have some small impact into that thing that we all love. Right? And that's what makes these conversations and whatever easy to have. And I think for the next generation coming through, I think the indoor aspect of cycling will get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that racing for general people will end up more on platforms like MyWhoosh. But I think for the younger team, we'll have to get the Poggy team involved on MyWhoosh. And, you can set up little races for them. They can race at home. It's not parents not worried about being out in traffic. They're not worried about the rain or, they're lost or, you know what it's like. You get, back in our day, no mobile phone, flat tire, and you got to get home where,
And it's getting more and more dangerous outside as well, in my opinion. I think when I was a kid, there was no MyWhoosh or anything like that. So you were on the winter rollers, 1 hour watching, I don't know, nothing, a wall.
Yep.
And just go through it now. And now with MyWhoosh, I think you can do 2 hours, 3 hours if. Yeah, it's much more easy to put in hours. Yeah,
it is. We always talk here within MyWhoosh of saying we're not actually in the cycling industry. Mm-hmm. We're in the entertainment industry. Yeah, and the more people that can be entertained whilst riding, because we're not all professional bike riders. Yeah. We get 40 minutes 5 days a week to have a ride. And so hearing your trainings is fantastic. So I'm doing VO2 efforts non-stop now. I'm going to come out in a few weeks' time and you're not going to know what's hit your Si. But just being able to, I think, have that accessibility to the sport, because I certainly believe in the last few years the sport has grown dramatically. It was always a battle to go from racing age to, what do you do now? And I think that MyWhoosh has been able to help that. We've got the Sunday Race Club where we've got prize money. We've got a few $100,000 in prize money a month. And we've got category 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, category 1 it's really high level stuff. We're talking, 7 watts a kilo for 5 minutes type stuff. But down in Cat 4, it's 3.5, 4 watts a kilo. Si and I are
Don't shake your head when you say
that. We're in Cat 4. We have the time of our life, can race a little bit of money, race people all around the world. So to me, any of this is just of benefit for those that love riding their bike.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, especially with the prize money, there's extra motivation to race, no? And
we've got professional esports races now through Sunday Race Club, and they're here this weekend for the 2024 UCI Esports Cycling World Championships. I've always got to get that the right way around. And some of the things we're seeing, it's a very different sport. It's a different discipline to what you do. Yeah. And some of the numbers that we're going to see from these athletes, and I believe you're going to be there to have a look.
Yeah. To look,
yes. No, to look.
Well, that was a rumor that I've seen in some of the press the last couple of days.
I will be the judge.
Yeah. But it'll be interesting to have a chat afterwards and just get your feedback on what you see. And numbers, right? And in esports, those numbers are clear. Everyone can see it. We know their weight, and the way this course has been designed is to show the world the numbers. And there's so many different things. We've got guys that ride at 50 RPM out of the seat for 20 and 30 minutes because they've found for 20 or 30 minutes, that's how they make more power. Mm. And so I think there'll be evolution around this sport, and it's great that you're part of and supporting our journey on that.
No, for sure. I support until the end because, not everybody can ride the bike outside. Like we say before, no, like some people don't have the chance to go out and ride 2-3 hours. So the home trainer is a super good alternative. You stay home, you're safe, and you do a great workout.
Yep, no, couldn't agree more. And so talking about the entertainment.
Well, I'm hoping, on that note, I don't want to put you on the spot, you don't have to answer right now, but I'm hoping, as we can with virtual cycling, reach an audience all over the world, then I'm hoping that we can persuade you to come and do a ride with Tadej, and that people from all over the world can come and join online and ride with you in game.
We can do today if you want.
Well, I might need a few weeks to get fit. Do you think that thing, Matt?
No, we can do a coffee ride.
Yeah, coffee ride.
Yeah, you need to include that into
coffee ride with a stop.
With a stop.
Yeah.
And then you pay for a bagel or whatever, what you want.
Okay, I like it. I like it.
avocado on toast.
Yeah.
I'm hungry now.
Yeah, we need to figure out how we do it because we've already got the bikes in, right? We've got the pink bike, the yellow bike. We haven't got the world champ bike.
No,
in
we haven't. We haven't. I've got to have a
We need
look
to
into
work
that.
on that.
Yeah.
We perhaps need those training files.
Yep. All good. So, have we got a couple of quick fire questions for Tadej to finish up?
Yeah, but I mean, I know you're into music, I think, and actually the producer
isn't?
here was telling me that you like Eminem,
I do, yeah.
which is one of my favourites, and there's a couple of questions. Anything outside of Eminem that you love to listen to pre-ride?
Last few years I really listen a lot to Slovenian hip hop, Slovenian rap.
Slovenian hip hop.
Yeah,
I've got to get into this.
they're really good, but you wouldn't understand. So
That's right. Look, I don't understand what Eminem says, mate. So yeah, that's all. It's all the same.
I'm not going to mention your age for
Yeah.
that one. Well, the other thing, we actually went out for brunch the other day as well, right? And you mentioned going back to Slovenia in the off-season to see family and stuff. Now, family parties renowned for dancing, getting involved and so on. We had this experience. We had this, I wouldn't say it was an argument, but we had a discussion, right, of who has the best move to Vanilla Ice, Ice Ice Baby, because we're both dads and that's our generation. Is there a particular song that in one of these family parties that no matter how good or bad it is, that Tadej's got to get up and dance? Or the family
Yeah.
drag you up and dance, maybe?
yeah, some traditional songs or I don't like them. Yeah. Or some famous Balkan songs, whatever. Sometimes they drag you and dance. Yeah, but my family, we're not big dancers.
No?
No,
Sorry, Matt. We can't
I
have
know.
we can't have a dance off on Saturday now.
we cannot.
can't.
We cannot.
So pretty much
Anyway.
any song that comes on is a dancing song for Matt, I think.
There certainly is come mid-afternoon, yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Tadej, really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us today. Been really fun, and I hope the community have learnt plenty. I know what we've got to go away and do is get these workouts drawn up. So don't leave so quickly because we want to
I
make some
won't.
more detailed notes on these training plans. Really appreciate your time. Hopefully you're really looking forward, and we're looking forward to seeing you on Saturday for the Cycling Esport 2024 Cycling Esports World Championships over at the Adnek Arena as well. So anyone in the community, come and see that show.
Yes, please.
Tadej, thank you very much, and
Thanks,
enjoy
Steve.
the rest of the off season.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you.
On this journey we'll guide inside the ride where we fly.